Hey, it's okay. Hi, I'm Sage Adams. I'm 24 from Brooklyn, New York. My pronouns are they, she, and I'm an artist. What I'm feeling at this moment is that I have not sat on a stool in a long time and that I haven't been on camera in a while. So this is interesting. Yeah, I'm usually behind the camera. I'm usually like on the other side asking the questions or doing the shooting. So it feels like exposing, I guess. Like I feel like this is intimate yet public. It's a strange feeling, definitely. I think mental health frequently affects my relationships. I think because it's like an illness that I'm living with that is not necessarily like visible to everyone else. And while that obviously has its privileges, it also is hard to constantly remind people that, hey, like, yeah, like I'm living with this illness. I interact with the world differently. Like our relationship might be different than a relationship you have with someone who's neurotypical. And then like, to have to re-explain that constantly kind of sucks because it feels like Groundhog Day. But the people who know, and they try to keep it on the top of their minds, I hope. And I think it's a big part of my life and subsequently like a big part of the people who love me lives, plural. Yeah. Some of the barriers that I've faced in like working on my mental health have been like monetary barriers. It is a really expensive industry to participate in, the mental health industry. Like that's what they don't say when people are like, go find a therapist. They're not gonna say that, oh, like the consultation alone is gonna be like $200. That's inexpensive. And then your weekly consultation, it's not usually sliding scale, so it's gonna be an amount that is not always covered by insurance. Like there's so many boundaries and like things that feel like walls. I think my community faces the issue that we don't recognize, like Black people don't necessarily recognize that mental health is like an actual like scientifically proven illness. Like everyone's like, oh, like you need to go to church, you need to, put on these crystals and you're gonna feel better, like drink elderflower or whatever, like all these other solutions. And there's certain realities that like people who have mental illnesses like can face and come together on and like find solutions for. So that's definitely a boundary, because if everyone around you is telling you need to like drink this special tea and that's gonna like fix your mental health, as someone with multiple diagnoses, like that won't necessarily help by itself. So it's definitely hard to tell the people you love around you and then actually get the support from them and like helping them empower you to go make the right decisions for yourself. It's like really tough. If you walk into a store, let's say you're from a community, a marginalized community where mental health access is just like not really there for you. Let's say you walk into a store like PacSun, you see the collection, you say like, hey, like, Mom, I really like this shirt. Oh, why do you like this shirt? Because it talks about mental health and it's something like I've been struggling with. Like, I feel like it helps open conversations in a way that is different than the typical sitting your parents down and being like, hey, I'm having issues. I think it allows more of a room for self-expression and creativity, and also like softens the idea of like a confrontation, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a confrontation about mental health. It can be a conversation. So I think that's cool. And if I was younger and like walked into a store and could have a conversation about like feeling like I needed to express myself via clothes and, express my gender differently or talk about my mental health, like anything that I could have grabbed onto to have that conversation would have been helpful to me. So I feel like what UPRISERS is doing is creating a space and then providing assets and like resources for people to really get help, rather than just like, hey, go put on a face mask, like you're gonna be good, like self-care, go take a bath, like, getting down to the actual realities of it. Hey, it's okay.